Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Ramon Williams. I am coming to you today with a live demonstration and also just to talk about what we're working on here with the AI standard. So, as you can see, I have this landing page called the AI standard that I built. And to talk about myself, I call myself a non technical developer, and I'm powered by AI. So I'm here to encourage, inspire non-technical people who have tech ideas that it can be done. It can be done. So we're going to just jump straight into it. So my tools that I use are Kiki.dev. This is my main building tool that I use every day for everything that I'm working on. And then I also use Cursor AI. So just get yourselves familiar with these two products. Kiki.dev is a company that I do support, and not just because they have also given me an affiliate link. You use RAMON, all caps, 10, you'll get 10% off. But also because it is a fantastic project. And since using Kiki.dev, I have built a couple websites and I have built 3 apps. So this right here is a website that I built with Kiki.dev for this business, the AI standard. So we're built for non-technical people. So for me, if you have an idea, um, let's make it an app. Why not make it an app? If you have any kind of idea, let's make it an app. So that's what I focus on. Kiki, you can build websites, you can build apps, you can build more than just an app through Kiki.dev. But it's important to understand that what I'm here to help you do, help you to produce, I want to focus primarily on mobile applications, native mobile applications. And so we have different things that you can learn and see about what we do, how we go through the journey with you. And I really want to get into the journey with you. So if you do decide to either sign up for consulting or any partnerships, that I will be involved heavily along the way. And I'll show you how I think, how I work, what are my processes, what are my flows, what are some things that I have done. So yeah, I'm excited. If you're excited about your idea, I want to get on board. I want to jump on board and help you out. So these are some of the apps that we have as a part of the AI standard. We have a forums app, which is what we're going to work on today. We're going to build the forums app today. And the reason why I want to do this is a community driven app. So it's like your own personal Discord that you can launch into the App Store. And basically, you will control your community. You'll control the content that you deliver to your community. You'll be able to have engaging conversation with just your community. So you'll be able to create a source or a place where they can have real information about you in real time. And you can control it in all kinds of ways. The way I built it is a pretty simple, straightforward, no cost to sign up. And there's no hidden fees or anything like that. Anybody can sign up. And so I created it in a pretty simple way for people to be able to communicate, understand what we have going on in the community, and be able to talk. And that's why I built the app. But I want to build the app also so that I can add value to you. So if you join our community, I'll give you the code that I have or the prompt guide, whichever one, if you want to build it yourself or if you want to just take the code and duplicate it, change a few things. It doesn't really matter to me. I want everyone that has a community, everyone that has an idea to build their own community, build their own idea. So I'm here to encourage you to do it and push forward. The other 3 apps that I have built or I'm working on, this is called Tech Stack. So for anyone who's non-technical, a tech stack is what the technology layers are to build an app. So there's a few layers that you need to understand in terms of building an app. There's a front end, there's a back end, there's a database layer that communicates between the two. And the tech stack inside of each layer, there are different technologies that you can use. For the front end, you have React Native and Expo. For the back end, you have Next.js, Node.js. These are some things that you can use as a back end. And then you have a middle layer. Supabase is really popular right now, really powerful. You can do a lot with it. But there are a lot of other different tools in between. NeonDB, as an example, is also a middle layer or a database layer for your tech stack. So you have the tech stack that you have, lots of different things. But with this app that I built, it will demonstrate different things inside of the tech stack. It will illustrate it. I have visual references inside of there to be able to see what it looks like to build a full stack application. Also, it will just give you quizzing. It'll quiz you on your what you're learning or what you know, and it'll help increase your skills, your knowledge in terms of the fundamentals or the foundation of creating a full tech stack. This is the gallery for that. We have the AI standard here. These are just screenshots that I've taken from the App Store that I submitted, and I brought them into here. So this is for that. And so I also offer consulting. So if you guys are interested in any consulting, you come to here, come to this website, aistandard.app, and you can book an appointment. So it's a pretty simple intake form: name, email, phone number optional, project company optional. But this is important right here. Your name and email, obviously, but then there's the project description. Let me know what you're working on. Let's talk about it. If you're open to talking about it, I'm open to signing NDAs if that's what you need. But yeah, we're here to help you out, and I want to help push your idea forward. Any additional information, submit and then pay. If you want to connect with me directly, shoot me an email to the through our contact us, or you can email me at hello@aistandard.app. So feel free to reach out anytime. The email is on, I believe, the About Us page down here at the bottom. I don't see the email on here, but yeah, hello@aistandard.app. You can easily reach me there. So let's jump into Kiki.dev. So let's kind of go through a quick overview of what you have here in Kiki.dev. So I love Kiki's layout. It's really clean, really simple layout, and it's a lot of fun. So you may have heard of other AI builders. I've tried them all, guys. I've tried Bolt.new. I've tried A0. I've tried V0. I've used Rourke. I've used Tempo. I've used Replit. I've used all of them. I use Cursor and Windsurf as my local IDEs. And then IDE is an internal development environment, something pretty important. Again, I am a non-technical developer, but over time, being so involved, I've learned a lot. And I want to encourage you to understand that you just need to know what is important for your project. You don't need to know every tool. You don't need to know every option that's out there. You just need to know, can I get it done with this tool? And what technologies do I need within my project? That's the most important thing, okay? And what I want to also help you understand is that you have to be clear on your idea. Be very clear on your idea. And that's what I want to provide as a resource through the AI standard, is to help you get clear on your idea, how to identify what your tech stack is, and then be able to execute on it. So we're going to go into what Kiki.dev has to offer. So over here on the side, we have this panel over here. You have your keys or your environment variables. So as a key sign, another way to look at a key is an environment variable, more technical. But this is where you would add your tools that you're using that are like third-party API calls. So there's a company called Stripe, which I'm sure a lot of you know about. And Stripe has a key that you can use in your project. Now, this isn't really where you would want to keep your Stripe key or really any sensitive information, but it helps when you're building to have these keys available so that you can see the functionality, so that you can see it go to work. So you would add your keys here. This is your database layer. This is connected through Supabase over here. So Supabase is really powerful. Again, it can do a lot of different things, and it's really, really powerful. Something that I definitely recommend you signing up for. So this is your Supabase log in. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but this is Superbase for anybody who is interested. We'll go. I guess we'll go back. But this is the page that I set up for this project, forum prompt guide test, and so that's what I have right now is the Superbase project setup. And where I'm at right now is the data API under the project settings. So this is kind of important to just kind of give you right now in Superbase after you create and set up your project. Superbase is free, by the way. So don't worry about having to pay for another subscription or anything. Superbase is free for one project, and you have your project settings. Once you create your project, you go into your project settings, and then you want to go to Data API. From Data API, you're pulling two key things for your Kiki.dev project to work or sync up. That's your URL, and it is your anonymous public key down here. So these two need to be sent into Kiki.dev. We can do it now since we are already on here, and I can pull this up and just find the project that I'm working on, forums. So now it's connected. It actually pulled my URL and my anonymous key, but it did not add it here. Doesn't mean that it's not added, but let's just demonstrate what it looks like to add it here. Superbase URL, and then you want to hit equals. Now what I'm doing here is you should format it to say what the key is equals, and then put the key information in, and then so it should look similar to, I'm gonna put it somewhere so you can see it typed out. So it should look similar to, well, it'll pop up, but it gives you the example here, right? So your key, what is it? Superbase URL equals, and then put that URL on this side, and then what you want to do is just paste it, and then it automatically populates it for you. So you just paste it on one side, and then it automatically populates for you. Let's do the next one, Superbase, and they call it Anon for anonymous uh, key or API equals. Let's go back up. Where are we at? Here. Okay. And then we want to do that. Control A, X, V. Okay. All right. And then cool. So we got both of those keys in. So that's important. So that's a simple thing to do, guys, is you want to be able to paste it in there and have your keys in there. I'll show it to you real quick here in the view mode. So you want to have your key look like, formatted like this. So Superbase anon key equals. You want to copy this entire thing into your Kiki.dev project, and that'll get your keys added in super quick. Is really quick. So I like to keep like a generic environment variables file with all the keys, and then just uh, copy and paste the generic keys that I need, and then go from there. So yeah. So now that we've done that, so you see the database layer. Then there's a settings tool here. This is pretty cool. So you have a custom prompt that you can add for your project. And I would just recommend go to ChatGPT, like work your project in ChatGPT, and then give it the idea, give it the context, like, hey, I want to create a system prompt to guide my AI code builder. And it'll give you something pretty good. And if you need to tweak it, make sure you read it. That's one key thing I'll give you in this lesson today, is that whatever you're doing with AI, make sure that you're reading it. Read it through, because it'll have a mind of its own if there are certain gaps that it needs to fill. Or it may be creative and it may come up with something that you didn't ask for. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it throws everything off. So yeah, so that's just important. Okay, so this actually already named my project Superblog Platform. I'm not really sure why, but we'll go with it. And so this is the project that you're working on. So it'll show you a drop down of all your projects that you have. Then over here you have your super base, not your super base, but your chat threads. So you can see over here that you have new threads that you can add. This becomes really critical later on down the line. And the reason why I say that is because I don't know if any of you know about hallucination, or when chats become overwhelmed. If you use Claude, Claude has always shows this. I think they show it just as like a default. I don't think they show it as a way to say that you've gone too far in this chat, that you need to start a new chat. I think it's just there to just kind of like keep you aware that if you add too much information to the context of this chat or this conversation, that the AI will start to lose track of what all the memory is for the conversation. And that's really important, especially for coding or especially for building a project, is that when you overwhelm it with information, that in this prompt here, you can add a lot of information. But if you put in too much information over and over and over again, it'll overwork the chat, and the chat will get a little confused about where it's at, what's the context, or what it's working on. So I really recommend that you strategically look at how you create new chat threads. You want to create new chat threads when it's like a critical, pivotal moment, when you know you're ending one thing and you can move on to the next. I would even say create chats for every new big thing and then bounce back from one chat to another. And that way you can kind of keep things a little bit more clean in terms of building your project. So I want to show you one other thing that you should sign up for, and that is expo.dev. So go to expo.dev. Make sure you have an Expo account. It'll be important a little bit later on down the line. Another important thing to sign up for is GitHub. So GitHub is really, really, really important, and you want to be able to connect your project to GitHub from Kiki. So, and it's really simple. So as we move over here, you see this connect Superbase button. I already have Superbase connected to my profile, so I don't have to hit this, but it's a really simple thing. Connect it, you give it permission, you log in. The next thing is this is a deployment for web. So the AI standard app or website right here, before I got the domain or URL, before I purchased it, I deployed it through Netlify. And this is what this service is right here that it offers. So it gives you some unique random URL. You know, it could be good for you. It may not matter, but it may matter in terms of branding. It may matter in terms of, putting it on a business card. So, just be aware, like, using that is great for efficiency, but it's not so great in terms of maybe branding or, trying to keep some cohesion with what people are reading in terms of your what you're communicating when you want them to go to your website. This right here is an export button. It works immediately. I don't have anything to export, so I'm not sure what it attempted to download. But let's go back to where we just were. Okay, so we're back. So it attempted to download right away. I didn't know it was gonna do. I thought it was gonna at least ask me a prompt, but I actually don't use this button. So, but it is important. I feel like any code editor that does not allow you to own your code is a no go. You want to own your code. You're building it. You should be able to own it. And if you pay for the service, you should especially be able to own it. So yeah, I think it's really important. It's your idea. It's what you want to build. It's not something that they can hold on to, and that's just from an ethical standpoint. That's what I really believe. And this is your GitHub button, so you can see that it has the same logo as this GitHub icon on the page right here. So yeah, so GitHub is really important. So when you click this, you want to be able to create a new repo. Make sure you connect your account, and then create a new repo. With this repo, you can You can download it to Cursor. It'll give you a link, and you can immediately pull that into Cursor or Windsurf or whatever code editor that you're using at the time. And what that allows you to do is take it to a local environment and do a little bit more, because inside of this web environment, even though it's really powerful, it has limitations. So there's a cap to what you can do inside of this environment. For a lot of us that are just getting started, I wouldn't even worry about it. In terms of being able to see something and be able to make something that's functional, something that flows, this is a great, great way to get that going. And so Kiki.dev is a great place for a non-technical person to just speak in natural language and be able to execute a prototype. It's great to see the idea of it. It's great to see the flow of it. And when you can create the logic of the interface or the user experience, then you can start to understand it'll give more context to Kiki as you build out your backend, as you build out your database layer. It'll give more context to what it is that you're trying to accomplish. But as you go on further and you understand your project, as you understand the technologies that you can utilize, it'll really benefit you when you're building out your project to be exactly what you need for your business. So let's get started. We have the Discord here. Jump into the Discord. Definitely recommend it. With Kiki, we have a few different billing options. And so Kiki has a free tier, 5 messages per day, 50K output tokens. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I ever maxed this out. But then you have your pro plan, $20 a month. This is what it offers. Then you have your Pro Plus, 49, and then this is the plan that I'm in, 99 per month. So this is how much I love Kiki.dev, and I don't get a discount for using Kiki.dev for $100 a month. Just the FYI. So we'll go back to the project. Let's make sure we're in the right project so that we're linked up with our database. We're going to start building. Let's start building. We pretty much can understand the context of this. You have your chat window on this side, and you have your preview on this side. It's important to note that this is a web preview from a mobile phone. This is not a web preview from the web. This is or from a computer. This is a web preview from your mobile phone. So in this particular tech stack, it builds web version. It builds mobile version code for the web, which means that it's formatted for a phone or a 16 by 9 rather than a 9 by 16. I think I did that right. You understand what I'm trying to say? Landscape versus tower, right? So yeah, so you have a phone preview, and this is where having an Expo account will really matter. And then you have Expo Go app that you'll want to download. If you're building a mobile app, you need Expo Go app, especially if you're building with the particular technologies that we're building with. We're using React Native and we're using Expo. These are the two SDKs or the two packages or the two frameworks that we're building with for the front end. And this can be previewed with an Expo Go app. So when I mentioned earlier about having an Expo account, it'll be really crucial once you get to the Expo Go app to have that account ready, set to go, and be able to save your projects inside of Expo. So you'll be able to have your projects to be able to access them. And then from Expo, super powerful. We'll go over this just quickly, briefly, but you can